And like a woman just being spiritual and this, she could at an extent, but it's like all of it contradicts their nature, bro. Because women, bro, if they're not doing anything right, then they're doing something demonic, bro. Their God and our God is different. Like, I'm not putting them down. It's like they have to want to choose to be saved and walk in the light. And that's only a small percent of them. You already know they do not like the truth. They like to tamper with things and water it down. This is what they do. There's only a rare percent of them that actually wants to learn, but bro, like they're in the underworld. That's why they like to get deep into things and all that stuff because that's the underworld. It even says in the Bible that Eve got tempted by the snake. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're very compelling and they just give these mixed signals because they're not really what they are. Like a woman could go to that other side, her highest version of herself, if she lets the man lead her to it. She can't do it on her own because she is not strong enough to. She can't do it on her own. It's just too much emotions. She has to allow herself. She has to flow. That's just how it is. If she's trying to, whatever she is, then she's faking it. She's unhealed in compartments in her body. So all that other stuff is just cat because she cannot be spiritual by herself. It's impossible. It's impossible for a woman to be spiritual on herself because a lot of them they have boyfriends. They need a provider or somebody to, get attention from energy. So it's cheating. They're not really hardcore in this, man, because they can't. So
Okay, I need to ask a question, right? I need to ask a serious question. Have y'all ever sneezed in a room full of
She definitely got some X Tentacion in her, and she know what she doing. Subliminal coded sensational natures. Definitely peeped that just a while ago.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Like, because a lot of these women you see on Instagram, TikTok, any social media, and especially locally in person, they for sure show a lot of coded subliminal sensual natures from their kundalini energy that they have naturally, right? But they'll hide it with you know, the corporate business girl image, all these shaman, the hippie image and all that stuff. A lot of these women, including Zenio, because, she's like caught up in the midst too. They're caught up in the underworld things. They're addicted, they're attracted to the underworld things of spirituality, right? Which meaning, like, a lot of these women's God is not the same as a lot of men's God. The women's gods, like, they follow different gods, bro. It's a reason why, you see a lot of women, they follow Baphomet. And, Baphomet is very mixed signal type of person, very two-faced, compelling. Just like you see a lot of women do mixed signals in person. And social media too, man. It's wild.
Yo, the rabbit hole is deep. I swear to God, the rabbit hole is fucking deep, dog. One thing I noticed though, the compelling sensation for a female to always, even if she's trying to be on some wise spiritual awakening, like your protege had said, he said they really can't do that without a man's direction. And without man direction, you got most females out here tampering with other females and telling them and misleading them. And then they go on thinking that they can do it without man. And they create this whole dynamic, man versus woman, woman versus man. And then end up either going to another woman and trying to side with a woman on that LBGT stuff, or they being convinced on some spiritual fake woke shit. And then that's when they start getting into misleading and deceptive.
Exactly. And this is the reason why, like, when it comes to these women on the social medias or locally in person, as soon as I see them present a lot of this woke spiritual stuff, like, I know it's like BS. I know it's like totally fake when it comes to them. The way they go about spirituality is just trying too hard. They try too hard with it. You know, it makes no sense. It's misleading. I've seen it with the astrologist girls, the hippies, the nuns, the hijab Muslim girls. I've seen it all, man. You know, the only girls I would ever talk to is like the girls who is like OnlyFans girls, like that's being their actual nature. Like you have a better chance of connecting with them, you know, keeping things very easy and straight to the point, versus these girls who, you know, want to appear like wise and appear like geniuses and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I will say this too, like, it's nothing wrong for a girl to, like, you know, want to be tapped in with her spiritual powers, but of course she gonna need a soulful vibrational man to be on a spiritual journey. She's gonna need a man who's not connected to the matrix, like a guy who does not fit in the soul's vibrational matrix. That woman who wants to be on a spiritual journey, she needs to connect with a soulful vibrational man who really doesn't fit in with this soulless vibrational matrix. Because if she tries to do this stuff alone on a spiritual journey, she's gonna be distracted. She's gonna be distracted. She's gonna want to have to go on a girls trip in Cancun, Mexico, or go to a girls trip in Serbia, Greece, Italy, any country you could think of, you know? So it's like, when it comes to the spiritual stuff that a lot of these women, these spiritual claiming women present on the social media platforms, like, I don't really buy it. I don't really follow a lot of these spiritual community girls on social media because they're way too toxic. They're way too toxic. You know, and the guys that they date be the total opposite of this spiritual stuff that these spiritual claiming girls be presenting on the social media. You feel me?